funny stuff everywhere. Funny stuff with the Hunter Biden plea agreement. You want to talk funny stuff? Or how about all those millions of dollars that were going back and forth between Ukraine, between China, Romania, and Hunter Biden's companies? I mean, these are some real problems. And we actually need real answers on these things. But you know what? They're going to try and sweep it under the rug. They're trying to sweep it under the rug with this plea deal. Now they get their special counsel, who happens to be David Weiss, the guy who tried to sweep it under the rug with plea deal, because everyone is positively, absolutely terrified about Joe Biden being on the stand, because that's what it's going to come to. You're going to need to put the current President of the United States on the stand to try and answer for his son and all those personal emails that maybe have been flowing back and forth. You know, he got smart along the way. He actually changed it to a personal email, PCI.gov account, whatever that was. It's part of the National Archives records. And I bring this up because we were trying to figure out what the heck PCI.gov was. And this was the most we could come up with. I mean, if you look up PCI.gov, your screen goes blank on Google, nothing comes up. This is some kind of personal email server for people in government. So he went by Robert Ware and a few other names. We need to see all that. I know Comer's on it. I'm impressed with what Comer has come forward thus far. But the reality is they are terrified, absolutely, positively terrified that Joe Biden is going to have to get on the stand to defend his son. And by the way, when he does, risks incriminating himself, right? If all these emails come out and we see that, oh, interestingly, Hunter Biden is CC'd on the schedule in Ukraine, and then somehow, I don't know, winds up doing a few things for Ukraine, and then some multi-million dollars going to the account. I mean, that's what they're looking for, right? Whether or not there was a direct connection, whether or not they can prove that direct connection. And that is indeed why they need all of those emails. I mean, I don't know how much more you guys need other than, a few little things like, hey, you know what? They come out with the plea agreement, which actually is now defunct, right? Thank goodness there's a judge that actually has some ethics. The Washington Post then reports that, guess what? Oh, the family's doing so great. They're so hunky-dory. They're so close. That's our headline. Take a look. I've got it on the screen. They're so close that Hunter went to hang out with his dad immediately following that deal. And then showed up here.
Hunter Biden mingling with the crowd as a guest of his father, and Jill Biden, the First Lady, as well. There, he's greeting NASA Administrator. The announcer sounds a little surprised there. So that, to me, is kind of a story worth looking into, right? And yet you don't hear anything about that. In fact, all we're hearing about is how Trump tried to steal the election, etc. In fact, if we're to believe them, this is why it becomes like the little boy who cried wolf, right? Because if we're to believe everything they have said and everything that they have told us there on the left, then I think, they've been, unfortunately for them, disproven a few too many times. I mean, just go back through it, right? You get the dossier that turned out to be, what do you know, opposition research bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton, that they tried to present as real stuff. And it actually gave them reason to then empower the FBI to wiretap Trump's phones. I mean, this is how nutty it is. And then you have, let's fast forward. After the dossier, there's all this commotion about whether or not the Russians actually stole the election for him. I mean, this is what was perpetuated over and over and over again. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.